In this video, we'd like to talk about the opacity graph of the fluids. So in the previous clip, we just improved the incandescence ramp or the graph of the fluids. We adjusted the colors. So this section I would like to leave it upon to you, because based upon your artistic decision, you could decide the best colors which you want. But as a rule, like the way we do or create the fire, these are the, you can say, the compulsory colors, and these colors will suit best to extract the realistic behavior or the result of the fire, and we're also going to support the black body as well. So moving forward towards the opacity section, first of all we would like to tweak the graph. So in this way we also do have to take care of the two things, that we are creating the fire as well as the smoke. So our graph should support both the things. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is that let me just gonna pull that thing to the upside and bring this thing to the down. So you can imagine that the fluids, if you just take a look at here carefully, the the fluids which are rising upwards, or you can say in the height, which is now getting converted back into the smoke, they are being getting controlled with the left side section of the graph. So if I'm gonna pull this thing to over here, you could start noticing the smoke. Okay, this is very important, guys. So what I can do here is that instead of taking that thing in this way, we first would like to pick the interpolation key points to the spline. Okay, these are basically the points, and again this also I would like to take that into the spline mode. Okay, then what we could do is that we could just bring this somewhere like here. Okay, that is fine. And now to bring the smoke, what I could do is that I can just tweak the graph in this way. Okay, and one more important thing left is that we haven't changed the input bias. For example, I would like to shift the graph in this case only, I mean in this fluid opacity node. So what I can do is that the bias value would help me in shifting the graph either to the negative side, either to the positive side. So I would like to give the value of, let's say, 0.275. That would be the best. But now you can see that with these values the smoke is getting too much dense. So let me just kind of cancel that up, and in this way we would like to maintain the graph. All right, plus we also missing the brighter colors inside the fluids. So what here I can do is that let me just gonna minimize that up and bring this section more towards the fluids. Okay, now there is one issue in front of you. The issue is that, like, we are adjusting the graph in the low resolutions, but we also know the thing that our final resolution will going to be 250, which we're going to edit in the next video. So definitely there is still a scope of improvement for tweaking the graph. And plus another thing is that I would also like to leave the adjustment of this graph on your artistic decision, because there is a lot of scope in improving this. If you would like to tweak it up, you can say there's a lot of smoke, which is definitely we don't require. And another great thing is that this is very sensitive, so you have to be very careful. In some situation I also have to do in this way to bring some more sharpness inside the fire. Okay, you can consider this is also another case, but I would really like to encourage you that your graph should go in this aspect. Okay, so that would be really very good. Okay, now I also notice another thing is that when I was just creating and cashing out the stuff, I also got to notice that some of the fluids was getting stuck over there, or it was kind of a noticeable pattern because this z-axis is not going to move away. So there is a little issue, but there is a solution for this. What we could do here is that, for example, if our fluids are rising and touching the container, so what here we could do is that there's something called as the edge drop off, and the drop off shape has been set to the cube. So the entire cube is considered to give a fall off to the fluids if they are trying to reach to the corner sections of the fluid container. So I guess the best value comes out is 0.15, and with that there is no more issues of the fluid that will gonna get stuck here, and you're gonna find some noticeable patterns. So with this attributes edge drop off, you're gonna get rid of from these kind of issues. Also, we would left to create the transparency sections. As I've discussed with you, zero point 0.4 is the best value what I've configured. You may could leave that thing to 0.35, or maybe to, you can say, 0.45. Okay, so that was also a very good thing to be noticed. Okay, and I would also like to leave these things to your own best, you can say, the uh, your own decisions. So I think the 0.4 is the best value. All right, so moving further, we could also give some more changes inside the input bias value. I was going through with the 0.3 first, but this value was giving a lot of dense smoke over here, so that's why I don't wish to give the zero point 0.3 value. So that's why I just decided to go with 0.25 maybe, or maybe with 0.275. all right, so that is the case, and with that we are done with the clip. So I would like to tweak the file resolution here to the 250, and also would like to cache out the whole simulations. Okay, so for those who need a little refresh regarding the cache, a cache is basically, you can say, the storage of your fluid container, you can say the values of the voxels per frame in your hard disk. So once your caches are being constructed, you are no more required to compute the results every time. You may could simply say that the baking out of your dynamics into the form of some files that will gonna store the values, colors, positions of your voxels. That is called as a cache. So what here I have to do is that I just need to go inside the end cache over here and have to go to the create new cache and click the Maya fluids. Okay, so we are required to give the necessary folders, or you can say the name of the cache that I've already given, which is 3 fire fluid shape. And the cache format we like to leave to the MCX, that would support the 64-bit and also the files that are bigger than 2 GB stuff. So MCX is the best thing for right now. And the file distribution, I would like to give it to only one file. For this only, you can say, the course, or you can say for the clip, I would like to leave the cache time range to the time slider, because I just want to cache out the first 50 frames and have to show you of what exactly we are getting, the nature, or you can say the behavior of the fluids at the resolution of 250. So you may could take out the resolution, or you may could take out the 250 to 300, depending upon your, you can say, the power of the systems or the computer you are using. I also encourage you, if possible, you may could take that thing to the 300. And over here inside the cache time range, you may also, you can say, extend the settings from the start and end. Let's say start, you can go with the 1, and you can go with the 60 frames. In my case, I would like to go with the 50 only. Evaluate every frame and save every one evaluations. So moving forward, what are the attributes of the fluid container that will undergo the cache? They are the density, velocity, temperatures. And since the fuel and color was also on, but we don't want to consider them because we are not utilizing the fuel and the color. Rest remain the same, and with that you're going to create the cache options. And once the cache are done, we're going to see, and now it's time to move to the next clip.